What really happened between Stephen A. Smith and LeBron? The truth is not what you think it is. Welcome to Game on Brain, sponsored by onlinecashshop.com. If you got game on your brain, why not get paid for it? Sports is a multi-billion-dollar business, and there's plenty of money to go around for everyone, not just the players. Whether you're a fanatic, a fan, or simply an occasional viewer, corporations want to know what you think to keep their finger on the pulse of the marketplace. And they're willing to pay for that privilege. So if you're not shy about sharing your opinion on sports and other topics, visit gameandbrain.com/opinions and grab your piece of the pie. While these reenactment stories may be based on true events, any resemblance to a celebrity or public figure is purely coincidental. Any attempts at legal action will be met with non-payment. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat this for you. We've all been watching this little soap opera between LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith unfold like it's some kind of daytime TV drama. Oh my God, did you see what happened at the Lakers game? LeBron confronted Stephen A. Jesus Christ, people. We're watching grown men act like they're in high school, and everybody's eating it up like it's the last slice of pizza at a Weight Watchers meeting. So here's what happened for those of you living under a rock. A couple weeks back, LeBron decides to march his ass over to Stephen A. Smith during a Lakers game and apparently gives him an earful. The initial story was that LeBron was defending his son Bronny because Stephen A. said something negative about him. Oh, what a protective father, right? Wrong. This whole "I'm defending my son" narrative is about as believable as me telling you I go to the gym 5 times a week. It's complete and utter horseshit. Stephen A. Smith barely said anything about Bronny James that could be considered remotely critical. In fact, the guy has gone out of his way to treat Bronny with kid gloves compared to how he talks about other NBA players. So what's this really about? Well, according to Stephen A. himself on his own podcast, this beef has been simmering for years, and the real reason LeBron's got his panties in a bunch is because, get ready for this, Stephen A. Smith refuses to call LeBron the GOAT over Michael Jordan. That's it. That's the big fucking reason. Are you kidding me? A 39-year-old man who's worth close to $1 billion is throwing a temper tantrum because some sports talking head won't say he's better than Michael Jordan? What kind of fragile, insecure bullshit is that? This is the same guy who called himself the chosen one and tattooed it on his back when he was like 18. The same guy who staged the decision on national television. The same guy who proclaimed himself the GOAT after winning 1 championship in Cleveland. Look, I'm not here to trash LeBron's basketball skills. The guy is phenomenal. He's one of the greatest to ever play the game. But this constant need for validation, this pathological desire to be considered better than Jordan, it's exhausting. It's like that friend we all have who constantly needs to be told how great they are, otherwise they start getting all mopey and passive-aggressive. You want to know the difference between LeBron and Jordan? Jordan never gave a shit what the media thought about him. The guy just went out there, demolished everyone in his path, collected his 6 rings, and went home to count his money. He wasn't out there harassing sport commentators because they didn't kiss his ass enough. According to Stephen A., LeBron developed hard over the years, but early on he was scared to get to the free throw line. That's where all those fadeaway jumpers came from instead of driving to the hole. Meanwhile, Kobe came into the league with that killer instinct from day one. And Jordan? Well, Jordan would have tried to snatch his heart right out of his chest if they played in the same era. And you know what? Stephen A. isn't wrong. Remember LeBron choking in the 2011 finals against Dallas? I've seen better performances from Nicolas Cage in a straight-to-DVD movie. Jordan would never have let that happen. Never. But here's what's really bizarre about this whole thing. Stephen A. Smith has a massive platform. He's one of the most influential voices in sports media. And yet LeBron is bent out of shape because this one guy won't bend the knee and proclaim him king? It's pathetic. What we're seeing here is the modern media landscape in a nutshell. You've got all these young commentators and former players rushing to become LeBron guys because they think that's their ticket to success. They're twerking harder for LeBron than dancers at a Cardi B concert. They know if they toe the line and push the LeBron as the GOAT narrative, they'll get access, clicks, and opportunities. But Stephen A. refused to play that game. He stuck to his guns and said, "Nah, Jordan's my GOAT." And that was enough to send LeBron into a tizzy. It's like LeBron can't stand the fact that there's this one high-profile guy who won't validate his desperate need to be considered the greatest ever. You know who doesn't care about any of this? Michael Jeffrey Jordan. The man is worth $4 billion and is probably sitting on a yacht somewhere, smoking a cigar, laughing his ass off while watching this circus unfold. He doesn't need to campaign for the GOAT title because he knows he has it. This whole situation revealed something I've suspected for a long time. LeBron James is a narcissist of the highest order. He's built his entire identity around being the king, the chosen one, the GOAT. And when someone with the platform of Stephen A. Smith refuses to acknowledge that, it cuts him deep. It reminds me of those people on social media who post a selfie and then get upset when they don't get enough likes. Nobody liked my picture. Nobody appreciates me. That's essentially what LeBron is doing here, except instead of selfie, it's his entire 20-year basketball career, and instead of likes, it's GOAT status. Now, I've got to be fair here. Stephen A. Smith isn't exactly a saint in all this. The guy has made a career out of being loud and controversial. He's probably loving all the attention this feud is generating. But at least he's standing his ground on something he actually believes, rather than riding the LeBron bandwagon like so many others. And let's talk about these so-called LeBron guys in the media for a second. These dudes are so far up LeBron's as they could tell you what he had for breakfast. They twist themselves into pretzels trying to explain away his failures and magnify his successes. Oh, LeBron lost in the finals again? Well, actually, that's because his supporting cast wasn't good enough. Meanwhile, Jordan never needed those excuses because he never lost in the finals. Not once. 6 for 6, baby. Remember that old saying? The truth hurts? Well, that's what we're seeing here. The truth is that LeBron James, for all his greatness, is not Michael Jordan. And that reality is so painful to him that he felt the need to confront Stephen A. Smith in public about it. You know what would have been the mature thing to do? Except that not everyone is going to consider you the GOAT and move on. Focus on your game, your family, your business ventures. But nope, LeBron had to make it personal because his ego couldn't take the hit. The funny thing is, all this drama actually hurts LeBron's GOAT case more than it helps it. Part of what made Jordan so respected was his mental toughness. The guy was an absolute assassin on the court. He didn't need constant validation from the media. He let his game do the talking. LeBron, on the other hand, seems to spend more time managing his image and legacy than actually playing basketball these days. He's more concerned with how history will remember him than with the game itself. It's like watching a politician campaign for a spot in Mount Rushmore. And by the way, this isn't just a one-time thing. According to Stephen A., Rich Paul, LeBron's agent and close friend, has confronted him before about not having LeBron as his GOAT. Think about that. They're sending out the troops to try to change people's minds. It's like some kind of basketball propaganda campaign. At the end of the day, what does this all say about LeBron James? It says that for all his money, fame, and success, he's still desperately insecure. He still needs that external validation to feel complete. And when he doesn't get it, he lashes out. Jordan never had to tell people he was the GOAT. He never had to campaign for it. He never had to confront media members who didn't think he was the best ever. He just played the game at a level no one had ever seen before, and let the results speak for themselves. If LeBron really wants to be considered the GOAT, maybe you should take a page from Jordan's book. Stop worrying so much about what Stephen A. Smith or anyone else thinks, and just focus on playing basketball. Because right now, the only person standing in the way of LeBron's greatness is LeBron himself, and his desperate need to be acknowledged as the greatest. So there you have it, folks. The big reveal. The Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James altercation wasn't about Bronny James at all. It was about a grown man's fragile ego being bruised because someone dared to say he wasn't the best basketball player of all time. If that doesn't sum up everything that's wrong with modern sport culture, I don't know what does. In the immortal words of Bill Russell, a guy who won 11 championships and never made a peep about being the GOAT, the most important measure of how good a game I played was how much better I made my teammates play. Maybe LeBron should print that out and tape it to his bathroom mirror. Just a thought. Thanks for keeping game on your brain. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Now that you've heard our opinions, it's time to get paid for yours. Visit the online cash shop at gameonbrain.com/opinions and get your ass in the game.
Will these documents finally answer the questions that have haunted generations of Americans? Will they confirm the official story or blow it apart? Will they reveal a conspiracy or put one to rest? Only time and careful analysis will tell. For now, the documents flow out of government vaults and into the public domain, allegedly offering a chance at closure, at understanding. But this is America, where nothing is ever truly settled, where doubt is our national pastime, where speculation is our inheritance. And allegedly, that's exactly how some people want it.
Thanks for keeping game on your brain. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.